Denise. Now our next speaker is a truly inspirational real estate agent who has been through so much within his life. After his sister's death, a near-fatal car accident, and a fight against cancer, he has learned how to make the most of every single day and is here to teach us how to do the same. It is with great honor that I introduce our last speaker of the night, Mr. Ken DeLeon.
It's my great honor to be here tonight. And why I'm here tonight is because I think that your time in high school is one of the most pivotal, important times of your life, and also one of the hardest. And what I'd like to talk about tonight is that actually your perception on life determines your life, and that you're at a fundamental time in your life, hopefully one of the most enjoyable times of your life, but also one of the most powerful. And then the key is, I've been through a lot in life. Thank you. Hopefully everybody heard. I've been told I speak too loudly, so hopefully it's not too much of an issue. There we go.
Better?
Yes.
Thank you. So actually, I thought the angles was a perfect title for tonight's speech. The reason being is you heard four great speakers ahead of me, and they have all a different angle or perspective on life. But I'd like to go a step further in regard to angles. What I say is the angle or your perspective on how you view life is going to determine your outcome and how your life fares. Because you could have one angle, life events happen to you, you can't control that event, but what you do with that reaction determines everything. If you have a perspective, if your angle is, I'm a victim in life, woe is me, why did that happen? You're going to find a life of shortfalls, unhappiness, and not achieving what you want. Instead, have a different angle. You think from a very different perspective. And if your perspective of angle of life is, this event occurred, I'm going to make the most of it, I'm going to optimize it, you're going to find that what you can achieve is without limits. If you look at me at first blush, people think I'm a very lucky person. I became the #1 person in my profession. I left law for real estate and become the top broker in America. They think I'm very lucky. As you'll see, it's actually not the case. I've created my life as you can create yours. For we define our lives. And when events happen to you, it's up to you to make that moment great and to learn from it. I want to go upon angles. I love the mathematical analogy, an acute observation of life. So actually I try to think about what would be a mathematical analogy for the purpose of life. One of the thoughts I had, life is a sine wave. Carl's enjoying this, you love that. And all of that is thank you. Thank you right there. That's the key to life. Life is a sine wave. We have our ups, we have our downs. Life's a roller coaster. You want that. You want the downturn because you need it to launch the next one up. Life is a sine wave. When you're going down, you're feeling tragedy or sadness. It's part of life. It's required to get up there. But life is a sine wave. This is the fundamental question of life. What is your angle? We're all going up and down on the sine wave, but what is your angle? Most people are probably born at a 15-degree angle, pretty low. This is a very talented crowd. Lynbrook's renowned for their great academics, the talented students that come out of it. You were probably born at a 30 or 45-degree angle. But how can you get that angle higher? How can you push yourself even more? And then you're going to always have your ups and your downs, but you want to raise your angle as much as you can. And then the key for me, I'm trying to expedite my evolution. I'm trying to accelerate my growth. So I have greater frequency. The mathematical term of this, my sine wave is tighter. I faced so many battles in my life. I'm trying to disrupt and change the entire industry. And I'm learning a lot through that. So you want to have a tight frequency. You want your sine wave to be tight. Face the battles in life. Overcome the tragedies you'll face. And that's how you take it up. And then therefore you can surf the wave of life. I'm kind of, when things are going down, I'm just surfing the wave and I'm going along. Things happen that are bad, that's okay, I'm going to launch higher. So what I'd like to do, normally what I'd like to do is tell you about some of the hardships I've been through, more importantly, the life lessons I learned. And while I'd be talking about myself, the goal is to be a mirror to reflect your own greatness and what you're going to achieve in life. But because of time constraints, I'm going to show you a short 4-minute video that captures some of the key moments in my life. Then more importantly, get back to you, what did I learn from those events? More importantly, how did my reaction determine the outcome of those events?
Ken DeLeon had a lot of tragedies in his life, starting at a very young age. But instead of focusing on the negative, he's taken strengths from the hard knocks he suffered. And now he's using this knowledge to help others.
I want to love what I do. I want to wake up happy because I never know when I'm going to die, and I want to make sure that every moment's the best. I'm Ken DeLeon. I'm 40 years old, and I'm a real estate agent, and I live in Palo Alto, California, with my beautiful family, including 4 very energetic children. I grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, and I had a sister who I loved throughout, Jane, and Jane was always a very focused one. But then, as time went on, Jane kind of started not doing so well. Teenage years are hard. But it was sad to see James kind of decline. And then eventually, Jane reached a point of depression. And sadly, I'm the one who found her. And I shook her and said, "No, Jane, no." And it just forever changed me. Jane's fatal flaw was letting other people determine whether she was happy or unhappy. And by proclaiming my own greatness, I realized that I can control my life. And I discovered the great irony in life. And that once you stop caring what other people think of you, the more people care to be around you. I was taking a walk with my father before starting the law firm. That walk would nearly take and forever change my life. For I was hit by a car going 45 miles per hour, slammed into my right leg, and it shattered my amphibian tibia right away. Ended up launching myself over the car, smashed through the windshield, and then the driver, who was on drugs, ended up beating me inside the car for 3 miles. As I pled with him, "Stop the car, I'm hurt, stop the car." He screamed at me, get out, as he's beating me. And then finally, we hit a red light. He pushed me out, I tumbled down on my bad side, and then he screeched away. And there I was, my hands contorted backwards, the greater pains in my leg, and I knew my life had changed. And who I was, just a few minutes earlier, a few miles back, was different. And this was one of my greatest challenges that I was going to face. I just have to move on. I just have to rehab as much as I can and just focus on what I can do instead of what I can't do now. Because psychologically, I'd already accepted my life had changed, but I already envisioned that physically I'm going to be as strong, and mentally I'm going to be stronger. I didn't want to give that power to my attacker to take that from me. I call myself the real estate rockstar. I actually had an ad showing myself as a rockstar. And I think the key is give yourself permission to be truly who you are, and you're going to attract the right people. A little bit of bad luck. To have cancer so young and to have it be so large is very concerning, and I thought of the children I would not get to play with, the legacy that I would get to leave. But through it all, I realized that no matter what, you can't control your life, but what you do with that event is completely within your power.
That's me,
and I realized that I was going to optimize this experience,
chemotherapy.
whether through death or hopefully survival, that I would learn as much as I could, convey as much as I could within that time, and live life proudly. I'm thankful to say I ended up beating cancer within 9 months, went from size of softball to nothing, but still it awakened me again to enjoy every moment and to love my children and to love my life. What is the next step? What am I going to learn from this? What I love most about public speaking is that all the lessons I learned throughout my whole life, the value of them gets multiplied. And when I'm speaking to a crowd of 100 or over 1,000, those lessons are now worth 100 to 1,000 times what they ever were. And the excitement and intoxication I feel when I'm in front of a large crowd, I can just sense their energy. It's better than anything I could ever dream of. So I've been through a pretty intense life, and sorry, I know you saw the photo of me after the accident. I hate it when the makeup artist, she was late to the shoot. I looked terrible in that accident. But the key was, my reaction and your reaction is going to determine what happens in your life. You can't control things. I can control being hit by the car. The car accident actually caused the cancer later on, all the trauma to my body. But what the key is, I can't control that event. But what I do with that event, what I learn from it, that's completely within your power. and that's what determines your life. And for myself, the reaction defined everything. And it's true for yourself as well. The loss of my sister, which was my greatest tragedy, from there what I learned is that her fatal flaw was letting other people control her. She was better than I was in every way, more intelligent, more athletic, but she lacked self-confidence. So what I tried to learn is that sliver of difference between her and I took that sliver and I just amplified it. And I said, if her loss of life occurred because of giving others the power to judge her, I'm going to take that power back. Inside my heart, I'm going to proclaim my greatness. You are great because you know you're great. It comes from inside out. You don't need a third party to tell you you're great. You have it inside you. The world's a hard place. The way I've achieved so much is I always move myself. I always push myself. When I'm at that lowest point, when I'm at that abyss in life where things are going so hard, I know I can launch higher. I know I can overcome it. And that's what I want to give it to you. You want to jump from mountaintop to mountaintop. And if people try and pull you down, they're in the valley. They don't matter. What matters is you have a journey in life. And as I mentioned, the great irony and secret in life, once you stop caring what people think about you, the more people will care to be around you. Everybody wants to be free. And if you're free, you're going to be this light magnet that people are going to be drawn to you, and you're going to help set other people free. I do it all the time on the dance floor. My dance is so bad, I'm like, I'm going to dance too. I can't be worse than that guy. And that's what you want to do in life. And also what I did is that in that time of tragedy or hardship, there will be a moment in your life when you're flat on your face and you're alone. And I said, if that moment comes, I want to be strong enough to launch myself up. And I just worked on love of self. Just know you're great. Don't let others define you. And when that car hit me in a terrible accident, walking in the car, smashed through the windshield, end up inside the car. The guy's on crazy drugs and he beats me for 3 miles while he's driving with his left hand. But then you see me, when they did that news clip of me, made nationwide news as you can imagine. And what did I say? I just need to move on. I need to focus on what I can do, not what I can't do. I need to focus on my recovery. I could see that if I didn't know who I was. I saw the news clip, I was like, oh, that guy's fine. He's going to be great. Because in 4 hours, that was 4 hours after the accident, I already psychologically processed who I was before the accident has changed, that's gone, and now I just need to move forward. And that's the key. And I dedicated myself to physical therapy. I didn't say, why me? Why do bad things happen to good people? It happened. I accept it. And I didn't have anger at my attacker. Someone does something bad to you, you have anger at that person, you're not going to change that event. You're not going to make it go back. Anger at that person indirectly is anger at yourself. And if I was angry at myself after that attack, I realized I'm saying that who I was before that car accident is worse than who I am now. And I'm not going to give my attacker that power. So I went the third route. When I have these tragedies in life, I go, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? And I had so many lessons that I learned from that accident. Let me give you a pretty crucial one. That accident changed my purpose and goal of life. Before that accident, my goal in life was to be happy and to make those around me, my family and friends, happy as well. And I'm very good at that, especially on the dance floor. That being said though, when I was there in that hospital bed, recovering with all that pain, I was having all these epiphanies, all this psychological growth. And I realized, wow, there's so much value to tragedy, and so much value that at times of depression, you can learn from it. So I redefined my purpose in life. My purpose in life, it went just, happiness only encompasses half the spectrum of emotions. And I said, I'm going to focus on evolution and growth, because that encompasses the full spectrum of emotions. Also sadness and tragedy. And I'm going to use sadness and tragedies as a launching pad to greater insight, to greater self-confidence, love of self, acceptance of self. So many positives came from that. You saw photos of the scars used to look bad. Now they look really, locally speaking, you don't really notice so much. But I was when the accident just happened, I was so embarrassed of those scars. They would just shine. I'd be doing my physical therapy, little children would grab their mother's legs. They were so scared of me. And I thought, man, I'm going to be embarrassed by scars my whole life. And I just redefined it. And this is what I would say to everyone here. If you cannot change it, embrace it. If you cannot change it, embrace it. And what I did is I didn't accept my scars, rather than be ashamed of my whole life. They're a testament to the accident I've been through. And that's just a metaphor, and that helped me. I have so many flaws in my life. It helped me accept all of myself. What's good and what's bad, but just accept all of me. And that's what I would give to you. And when the cancer struck, again, you might be sad, like, oh my gosh, I went through this accident, and this accident caused this cancer. Within an hour, first, of course, I cried when I was told that I had cancer. I thought of my 2 girls I was dancing with that morning, holding my arms. But then what I realized is through those tears, the accident I overcame in 4 hours, the cancer in 1 hour, because you You want to get better in life. And I realized that there's only two outcomes to cancer, life or death. And I realized regardless of the outcome, confidence and happiness would serve me well. And this is true for you in any tragedy. Because I thought about, what about survival or life? Well, I believe in the mind-body connection. The more you think you're going to succeed in life, the more you think you're going to recover or heal, the more likely it's true. That being said, a lot of great people die with cancer. What if the doctor said you might only have 6 to 12 months left to live? You said that's a very real possibility. All the more reason to enjoy every moment to the fullest. If I have 6 to 12 months, that's time to give all my knowledge to the world. I'm thankful for that. And what I can tell you is this: I don't fear death. I fear mediocrity. People worry so much about things. They fear being struck by lightning. They fear being, killer bees. That doesn't exist. There's probably one in, Carl will tell you probably that's like, 1 in 100 million. And then this is the real fear in life: being mediocre, being average. We're one of 7.25 billion people in this world. Be distinctly yourself. Be proud of who you are. And that person is going to shine and draw people in. And I've had a lot of success in business. And this is the irony. Because of all my accents, I've set myself free. With my clients, I'm just truly who I am. And I'm having so much fun when I'm with them. But they love that. And this is the thing. People feel they need to be all rigid. No, just be free. And you're going to attract the right people. And those people who aren't drawn to that, it's okay. All that matters is that you find the people who are a good fit for you. Life is so short. So to conclude, my friends, thank you for everything. It is a short life, but it is an amazing life. We control it by controlling our reactions to it. And I'm a testament to it. And I'll see you on the dance floor of life. Thank you.
And Ken. We'll now be having another intermission. Afterwards, we'll be holding our question and answer session. So here's a brief reminder of how that will go. Once you've written down your question, you can place it on the poster with the speaker's name, or you can place it on the general poster, which is located back there. Afterwards, you can look through all the questions, and if you see one that you like, just upload it by placing a dot sticker on it. The Angles team will be reading the most popular questions later, or the most upvoted ones. That's about it. So